position that in a second. There's that. Okay, let me hop in here. Thanks. Let's see if they mind me going over deck lists. Okay, so we have a minute. So we are streaming the top 8. Make sure I make the announcement on the thing. That's there, that. Okay, cool. So that's posted. Okay, so we have Enegon playing what he calls an aggro crab deck, Seeker Void Dragon Splash. So we're seeing Ancient Masters and Let Goes. Big surprise. There is one Fire and Oil. I like that card a lot. Cooney Labs is the RL card, so Bob the Rebuilder is going to make an appearance. And nothing else is terribly surprising. There's a 1 of Oguri. I also like that card. Hitasugi. I assume those are uniques for Weight of Duty in case it's necessary. I assume Cooney Wastelands is going to be on the box, but it might be Rebels. And we've seen Holyfield's deck. It is Honor Run Switch, and it does both very, very well. And 11 good. And okay. A little bit of a last minute stream. Some things might need some tweaking before we get started. This is a relatively nice way to round out work. If there is anyone in chat, it is a Dunzo party. Yay! Let me adjust that. Alright, they're getting ready to get started. Let me punish everyone by putting my face can up there. You're all welcome. I'll zoom in. And where is the chat box? There's the chat box. Yeah, I know. I'm a looker. It's great. And yes, I think I've streamed all of Holyfield's Gold Cup games. His deck is, there we go, that's better to look at. Pretty nasty. I have not seen Enegon go. We do see Brawler, Prodigy, and Sonuri with Sudden Tempest and 2 storehouses for Holyfield, and a bunch of stuff for Enegon. We've got 2 Gallants, a Shrewd Yasuki, a Student, a Vanguard Warrior, and an Oushi. And he gets an Envoy, so assuming he's going to buy the Student and start stacking some Envoys for money. Yeah, I think Holyfield was pioneering the Lion Honor I remember watching some games that were being streamed, and his local meta was main decking Prayers to Ibisu just for him, which is hilarious. Okay, so we're going to see Holyfield pass here. He's got a Brawler with 2 and a Prodigy, and there's a flood of bodies. So realistically, the student's going to blank the Brawler with the Gallant, and the Vanguard will sack to put a fade on the student, and the Envoy will just die its natural death. Immediate low bids. Holyfield coming out ahead on this because of 2 storehouses. Hopefully he can leverage the resources, because this could very well be a very grindy game. I like Sudden Tempest. I made a Phoenix deck with it that is, the entire premise is playing with 5 rings. It's about 4 too many. So it runs Sudden Tempest, Display of Power, Way of the Phoenix, Wholeness of the World, just so we only have to worry about 2 or 3 rings per turn. We see Gallant get sacked to blank the Brawler, and Holyfield's just going to gain 2 honor. I think this is going to be a very direct kind of game. I assume we're going to see a mill conflict here, and it's going to be Earth. Finds Upholding. That's not super bad right now, with a small hand size, especially if your hand's garbage. I do think he has to push a break here. Otherwise, he needs to basically be the aggro. He needs to set the pace for the game. It is 5 province strength. Bonsai will do it though. Hopefully he remembers it's 5 province strength. I have seen a number of people bounce off a Upholding Authority at 3 or 4 skill. And really, oh no, he is not going to let this go. So Upholding gets bumped by 1. So now it's basically out of break range. But he'll take the card in the win. Losing a Logistics is a little rough. That card really does just say your conflict deck is 37 cards. Yeah, that is a good hit, Medalia. I assume we're going to see a Paul Fire conflict back at City. That Nezumi Infiltrator is going to find him honorable. There's a Court Games down. I don't expect we'll see a Court Games up until next turn. I'm not listening to anything. I don't need headphones on. Eventually I'll remember this and not just wear them out of reflex. So there's the fire, there's the honorable rat. Everything is going according to a very straightforward plan. Common cost straight in the Brawler. Enegon's only real choice is Political Void to kill the Prodigy. Finds Kensen Nogaka. That doesn't feel super great, because Holyfield's going to be happy to just pass here, and if Crab couldn't force a military break, He's really not going to be able to force a political break here. And that is what we see happen. So Vanguard's going to fake the student. Enegon carrying a lot of resources into the next turn, which is going to be super useful. Sonuri sitting there is going to be a bit hairy though. Oh, I missed to prepare for war. That loses the dishonor token. And that is not a flip Enegon wanted to see on the lion side. Here are the 3 trees, Sonuri and a Zentaro with an exposed courtyard. Yeah, on top of a hero and a Zentaro, it's not going to be pretty. I don't like not fading Sonuri. That makes her real vulnerable to a water ring. Enegon again buying for economy. And we see an Owushi so he can start pushing some more conflicts. There's a Field of Ruin to kill the... I like that he's including Field of Ruins. That is a surprisingly useful card. Yeah, Sonuri could be way the crap protection. But yeah, I was saying I like Field of Ruin. I've seen him use it to great effect on Crane decks. But unfortunately, it does die to a let go. Immediately, one student, and it is the faded student, blanks the hero of the 3 trees. It's becoming more and more useful. Every time I've seen it played, I always kind of go, well, that's a really good card to include in this situation. I just don't know if there's enough situations that make it worth including. So we're going to see political water go into the Zentaro. Finds a pilgrimage. That is going to be problematic. Yeah. My favorite use for it has been in mill decks because, and I was doing this when City of the Rich Frog was the new hotness. Well, yeah, I guess Dispatch is sitting there as a threat for the next turn, but it ain't going to sequence right otherwise. But yeah, when City of the Rich Frog was the new hotness, Field of Ruin was a lot of fun. There was one really stupid game that I played that I managed to mill 12 cards off of the City of the Rich Frog because I chained into 3 seasons in a row and had a Field of Ruin on it. So we see a court game's down, Sonuri gets dishonored. That might not actually be an issue because he could have a call to war. Or another prepare for war. Ornate Fan comes down. I think he really does want to stop this break. There's court games up, probably on a hero. Stopping this break means he gets to save Zentaro and steal a Cooney Labs, which is always heartbreaking for a crab player. But in this instance, I'd actually swing with the Lions Pride Brawler first, because if you swing the Brawler first, he has to burn his second student to blanket, and then you can steal with Cooney Labs. Or then you can steal with Cooney Labs with Zentaro. It helps I put all the words into that thought. Okay, decides to overlay Zentaro immediately. Enegon wisely not using the student until he sees what attack is going where. I still think you need to go with the Brawler first. But he knows his deck better than I do. Looks like he's swinging with Zentaro. Looks like it's a Void Conflict. Killing that student is going to be a handy thing. Could also be shortening the Oushi, although that doesn't feel like it's as pertinent right now. And it looks like he has to... no. He was thinking about the Brawler. Locks in Zentaro. So I'm making sure that I've not missed anything for work. So now Enegon has to defend. He's got to be considering that the logistics can get played for card draw. That's probably the only real option he has here. Or whatever he happens to top deck off of exposed. And the water ring's off the table, so you can't really over defend, although he's got common causes. I don't think he's got any Tessens. Nope, he's got 3 Tessens, so the student can come back in. So you can't actually put forth a really big defense here. Sorry, there was a net directly in front of my face. There is no defense, and Gallant immediately gets sacked to blank Zentaro. And we see the pass. Looks like the exposed courtyard is going to get saved for defense. And the student does get voided. This game feels like it's going very quickly, or at least it's a very fast tempo game. Enegon passes his conflict. I think that's smart. And I actually think Holyfield should also pass his conflict here. Because if he attacks, he's not going to have any defenders, and his hand is awful tiny right now. And he didn't use the exposed courtyard, and he does choose to pass. Enegon is going to get the favor. Pretty sure neither of them are running censures. Nope, Enegon is running censures. I should look before I speak. Holyfield ticks down to 17 honor. Never seen him play with Sudden Tempest. I wonder what he's included that in for. We see a lot of cheap buys for Holyfield and more economy for Enegon. Oh, Ceaseless Duty was played on a student, that's why it's still in play. Buys a Shrewd Yasuki. We're going to see him start pulling ahead in cards now. Does flip another Cooney Labs. So I think the correct play is to walk. Oh, you can't go at the Cooney Labs. That's unfortunate. Both players are going to bid 1. Enegon's going to lose himself in honor for Cooney Labs. So yeah, I would go with the Funeral Pyre with Zentaro in a Brawler, which looks like that's what he's doing. And give him a hard choice. Oh, finds Revels. That is probably going to bow out the hero. And now he's got to decide if he blanks the Brawler or Zentaro and loses the Funeral Pyre. And with 2 obstinate recruits there, giving him a Funeral Pyre does not seem like the way to go. Especially since he can cycle logistics back again. So I really should pull up that line counter, because he bid 1, but he can possibly see like over 4 cards this turn. Oh, it's empty. And we see a big old defense. On that defense, nope, now he's scaling it back. Now we see no defense. Locks into Yasuki. I think you probably take the Funeral Pyre now. And throw that on Kensen Nogaka. We see him go for an Oushi Bow instead, so that means for Shane bows it. Zentaro's for sure going to steal the Funeral Pyre now. Should go on Kensen Nogaka, and it does. Next up, we should see the exposed courtyard get cycled, and then possibly draw a card off of the logistics. I wonder if it's better to draw off the Funeral Pyre before your logistics. There's probably a lot of math behind that. We see a kicked Bonsai. It's kind of important he stop a win here. Way of the Lion tries to get played, but the censure from the favor cancels that, which stings a little bit, except unless he has another one. Exposed Courtyard now has 2 good targets. I think since you've got 2 good targets in there... Oh, we see an air commie come down. Well, that's going to take him to 19 honor. So yeah, I would trigger the Courtyard first. No, sorry, I would draw first off the Funeral Pyre, then trigger the Courtyard since you've got 2 decent targets in there. It feels right. Student eats itself to blank the commie. I think you kind of have to do that. So I don't know that I'd push for a win here. Courtyard hits a fan and a Tessin. And drawing would have been much better. Oh, plays Common Cause. Okay. So Common Cause should stand up the hero off of the commie. And then Cube Nakoma bows the Vanguard Warrior. Okay, kills the Brawler instead. Basically the same effect, except it gets him into honor a little bit sooner. Enegon wins the conflict. Cube Nakoma bows the Vanguard. So we have a political conflict. Enegon needs a character. Triggers Oushi, so that kind of implies he has one. Tessin or a Common Cause. Sacks Zentaro. Up to 19. Feels like Enegon is lagging a little bit behind in this game. We see a Slovenly Scavenger come down. Goes water at the upholding. I imagine there's a Bob the Rebuilder in play, or that can come out. So I would probably defend with both Obstinates. Yeah, he's definitely in that range of honoring out. And leaving the fire ring on the table kind of goes one step towards that. Yeah, defending with one Obstinate feels fine. Because that'll prevent the honor loss, which is the big thing. He's probably going to straighten Oushi, would be my guess. I don't like defending with both. Because if there's Apprentice Engineer is going to get the other Cooney Labs. And so now you don't have an extra body to defend. So we're going to see Holyfield pass his conflict, defend with the hero on the next one so it doesn't lose an honor, and gain one off of that. And then take the one honor hit and round out the turn at 19. Because if you attack here, you lose 2 instead. I guess you can only lose 1. So yeah, you could go... Oh, you're not going to win a political conflict. Those two Cooney Labs make that really hard. So you go fire to deny the 2 honor hit and get a fate. This is a tough situation. Yeah, he chooses to pass, so he's gonna. He's still gonna lose 2 honor this turn, unless he's got some super secret tech in his hand. Attacking Kenson's a little risky. So he gains 1 honor up to 20. Doesn't break. I don't know why you'd go there instead then. You could have just gone to upholding. Because all that conflict did was get you a fate. We do see Kenson break. Yeah, I feel like there were some interesting choices there. It feels like it would have been more productive to attack Pilgrimage on both of them, since the Fire Ring did nothing because you went at Kenson, and then you could have walked Oushi into Pilgrimage or Kenson and got rid of that. There's a Way of the Crab. Always be crabbing. Cooney Labs goes away, keeps 1 Cooney Labs. That feels a little risky. He is coming up on death by accident range. Gets another Shrujisuki. We are probably going to see that Sonuri bot. That exposed courtyard still has yet to fire. Honored Veterans is going to get triggered, and then probably the Spirit Caller is going to get bought. So the Spirit Caller will likely fetch out the Hero of the 3 Trees, which will trigger and then get overlaid by Zentaro. So I'm assuming 1 or 2 fate on the Spirit Caller. I think you absolutely have to buy the Spirit Caller. The Spirit Caller with 1 fate. So if he survives to next turn, that's an additional honor off the hero. Ooh, these low bids make it exciting. That being said, Enegon can definitely start pushing forward on victories now with the Cooney Labs and the wide ass board he's got. I think you should take air off the table. I don't like going void. Decides to defend the Spirit Caller. Yeah, no, you can't defend this. Like, if you're gonna throw someone in the way of it, throw a Prodigy. The Spirit Caller is too useful to get burned on defense. Not a fan of the Void attack, though. What's the Evans Dynasty discard pile? Brawler can come out. Defends with Sonuri and the Spirit Caller. That is an interesting choice. We see Enegon doing line levels of card draw here. Like, just another Bob the Rebuilder breaks. For shame, we'll do it too. Yeah, so he gets the hero. Hero's gonna fire. I wonder if Holyfield is planning on not attacking. Did not trigger. Did he? He didn't trigger the hero of the 3 trees. Oh no, he did. He did. Okay, good. Didn't overlay Zentaro to keep it for next turn, which I guess is irrelevant since the Spirit Caller got voided. But I wonder if he's not going to attack because of Fire and Oil. And that looks like the line he's taking. It also devalues Oushi a little bit. 2 cards, 1 fate, no Spirit Caller. Way of the Line is dead. I'm gonna go air. Wants to keep what little hand he has left, which makes sense. Ooh, hits the Art of War. This could make a difference. I don't know that Holyfield's running any 1-cost conflict characters. Nope, the Zumi Infiltrators. And we've only seen the one, so it's quite possible he's got it in his hand. And there's the Exposed Courtyard to Logistics. Logistics moves the Exposed Courtyard to a very safe place. Another Logistics in hand to move the Zentaro. So it is quite possible. He's only got, what, 2 Infiltrators? He's only got 2 Infiltrators, and we've seen at least 1. Only 1, so there's a possibility he's got another one in hand. Scavenger recycles the Dynasty deck for Enegon, so he's not going to accidentally kill himself. Air Ring to steal 1. Holyfield is still marching on towards his honor victory, though. And it is pretty clear that Enegon is going to present a very serious threat on the box. Now, Holyfield's going first. Yeah, right. Well, you know, Art of War has been a thing forever. So yes, bidding 1 and ending on 6 cards is a thing that happens, but that's almost always been the case for Lion. It's not ridiculous levels of card draw. Okay, so we see an Envoy. We're for sure going to see Kudenhita trigger. Spirit Caller, Sonuri, and a Coma Prodigy. And he is on the first attack. He could honor out on the first conflict here. Ain't that some shit? So, you buy the Spirit Caller. He finds a Caillou Envoy. Or no, buys a Heat of Guardian, discards the Caillou Envoy. There's the Spirit Caller. And then you buy the Sunuri for safety. Nope, he passes. Why only 24? Oh, Spectral is on the Stronghold. Okay. Well, if he doesn't go at Midnight Revels, he can Spirit Call out the Kami Unleashed. And that'll take him to 24. There is an exposed courtyard. Plenty of choices to take from. I say that, really way of the line, prepare for war logistics, but logistics is always a good hit for more card draw. I guess he can go to Revels. There's a broker on the table, so the Spirit Caller's safe. Helps if I look at both sides of the board. Crashing Wave to Weight of Duty. That is the first time I've seen that card played. So the Envoy is going to definitely bow out the Spirit Caller. That's going to be a big old swing. Yep. The one time I've seen Crashing Wave played, it basically feels like it decides the game. Now, the absolute trolliest thing that's going to happen is it turns out he's got 2 Kami Unleashed in his hand, and he's just going to play them out and go, ha, cool story, bro. Is he running 3 of them? He is running 3 of them, and we've only seen the one. It's a 1-of in crab decks to get them to Weight of Duty. That makes sense. Well, we see he's going to try and push a win forward on this. That Slovenly Scavenger. Oh, nope, he had 1 in his hand. Feels like things are getting tense and edgy. No students to blank this, so it's just going to happen. Yeah, oh dear is right. This is great. I imagine Enegon's taken a moment to consider his life choices here and what's about to happen. I mean, he's got 11 cards in his hand, so this is not the end of the world yet. But we're certainly standing on the edge here looking at it. Oh no! Court games on the Kami. Is there an answer? I don't know that there is an answer. Hot damn. feel like we need a little drum roll here to see if this is what lands it. I mean, there's a lot of thinking happening here, and because there's so much thinking happening here, uh, I have to imagine that there's no answer. He's just reviewing facts and not liking the solution. You think he defended a little too much, Linus? Like in this specific conflict or in the game throughout? Because I think for this conflict, this was an appropriate defend. Um, and I don't know. There were a couple times he did some big defenses, but usually that's because Oushi was on the board. Yeah. Oh, that's not going to do it. Datacoma Prodigy will take it on the head, and now we're going to see if a Kami happen, unless there's a spicy ceaseless duty. But I think that's just going to delay the inevitable, because the ability doesn't count as being used. Yeah, Lion did go in with province breaking numbers most of the time. I feel that once Oushi showed up, the numbers got smaller. Weirdly enough, like he held back because he knew he'd have to defend on some conflicts. We do see the ceaseless duty happen. I do believe that. Ooh. That's a spicy, spicy play. I don't know if that solves it though, because he's still going to be up at 24. Yeah, Lion is definitely, I think, in position to make the best switch decks in the game. Okay, so the three trees went away. Oh no, there's another one. There is another one. So if Spectrals is on the... Yeah, but not attacking this turn is basically going to kill you. I don't know that I would attack at all here. There's Province 4, yeah, but... He could logistics here. I mean, you defend so you don't lose the honor. Oh, no, you didn't have to defend. That's great. Oh, it's Paul. You're right. Can't logistics. Or can't. So, what? The Prodigy's going to get dishonored? See, I don't like that. That's... Because now we can go on a ring with Fate and play Spirit Caller Prodigy. just farm the UA. Yeah. Goes for water. Not way to duty. No defense and pass. Oh, because it's military. So yeah, you definitely Legion of One for a surprise. Things about to get spicy. So the Spirit Caller was going to stand and wasn't used, so now Enegon can't attack at all. Yeah, we also have only seen two that's the wrong deck. I always do that. We have also seen only two prodigies, so he could just... There's a way that... Well, so prior to this, he couldn't attack. Because he was gonna win the ring straight in the Spirit Caller, and then he can get the Hero of the Three Trees. This Way of the Crab is going to make that a bit more complicated. But now he's got the 3 Fate, so he can pull in the Spirit Caller Prodigy if it's in his hand. He is running that, right? I'm not just making this up. Yeah, he is running 3 Spirit Caller Prodigies, so if he's got one of those in his hand, that comes down. Kills itself for whatever. Brawler would be hilarious. Yeah, Spirit Caller Prodigy is really good. Because it puts them into play. So it can do it bowed and it can do it before conflict. It doesn't put them into play in a conflict. Lion has gotten a lot of busted cards. Busted might be a little strong. They've gotten a lot of good cards. Spirit Caller Prodigy! At home? Why at home? Why would you do that at home? He's been running Assassinates, and wait, why doesn't Enegon play Netsu? Netsu is a Crane card. Why would you put that at home? Is this a case of misreading cards? Oh no, he's just going to turn into a Spirit Caller. Okay. So he's going to pull... Oh, he's going to be spicy. He's going to pull the Hero of the Three Trees, trigger it, overlay Zentaro so it goes there, resolve the Water Ring on Spirit Caller, to Spirit Call on defense for the Hero again to go to 25 at the end of the turn. Oh, he doesn't have the Fate to overlay the Hero. That's rough. Oh no, it costs 3, so it's fine. I thought it cost 2. So, Hero shows up once. No, he doesn't, because he's going to trigger the Hero to go to 24, overlay the Zentaro so it goes back into the discard pile, and straighten the Kitsu Spirit Caller with the Water Ring so he can't attack again. Now, if he wins the conflict, that's a different story. And Fire and Oil comes up. They are going back and forth hot and heavy here. I love it. No, I think Medalia's right. With Bob the Rebuilder coming up, has Exposed Courtyard been used yet? I don't think it has. So if he wins this conflict, okay, they're losing the honor there. That's a risky play. So he's basically committing to winning this turn. So I assume we're going to see Hero Fire, Courtyard triggered. And yep, gains that, does that. He's going to Courtyard to play Prepare. I don't have the Fate for Prepare for War now. Oh, he's Zentaro's at home. Okay. That's still not great. I think here you just walk forward with the Yasuki Broker at Upholding on Earth. Because at this point, any honor loss that happens to Holyfield is going to be unrecoverable. Why would you go Void? Good question. Does not look like it. I think he used it earlier. So, walks forward on Void. Holyfield defends, passes. I feel like Earth would have been a better first conflict. Because Void ain't gonna do shit. How many common causes is Holyfield running? He's running 3. We've seen 1 on the bottom. So it's possible he's got 1 in hand here. Which would still do it. That Void conflict, though. It is possible that Enegon's also sitting on a censure, so this is really coming down to the wire. Both players have outs they can take to still win. Common cause is straight in the Heat of Guardian. Exposed Courtyard hits Away of the Lion. What is he going to play? Probably Logistics. So I think he's digging for a common cause. There's a Tessin. So if he doesn't find the common cause to win now, I don't think he's going to win on this one. Like, if he has a common cause, yes, he wins on the spot. Unless there's a censure. There's the Logistics. So the next card is going to determine. Oh, yes, he can win from this position. Like, he's definitely, not, like, he has to win this turn if he's going to win the game. Enegon Bonsai Zentaro. What is that for? Lowering his hand. I guess that's why he didn't go Earth. He's trying to make it harder for the hero to fire. That makes a lot more sense. So there's a conflict resolution that doesn't matter. So now it's going to come down to, is there a common cause? And man, continuing to run it up holding has got to suck. Yeah, like, so no common cause in hand. So the honor victory for Holyfield is off the table. Both Cooney Labs are still in the deck because of that Slovenly Scavenger. There was a censure, so Common Cause was never going to do anything. This game is getting down to the wire. So Holyfield will be at 22 honor, 21 honor, which is still within realms of honoring out easily. Enegon hits a divine ancestry. It doesn't super matter. It would have mattered next turn. Then we would have seen a head game happen. Yeah. Oh no! Oh no! What a way to end it. What a way to end it. That whatever the fuck emoticon I just staged myself is the appropriate one. Dies to a lab. Was 0-2 on your top 5 cards. I'm not sure what that means. Yeah, that's... I mean, you know, when you take yourself down to 1 honor, you are definitely... That was a risky play. That was definitely a risky play. And it bit him in the butt for that. That was a great game to watch, a great game to stream. Yes, it was brilliant. That was definitely coming down to the wire. Yeah, Fire and Oil was the mistake. Given how the rest of that turn played out, because I think he wound up assassinating the. Actually, he probably should have assassinated the Kami Unleashed there, because then that only would have been 1 point of honor gain. Oh, we didn't see a single Chronicler that game either. Wow. Man. Alright. Thank you guys for joining. That was a great game. A lot of fun. Both people played very, very well. You guys are very welcome for the stream. And I will catch you guys on the next one. Bye.